So it's about time to tell my point of view of the story time. And I bet you saw my homegirl TikTok. I'm Samantha. Samantha is me. I'm the one that got set up. So, as she said, we moved into the apartment complex Bixby. We go to Kennesaw. Hootie hoo, bitch. And we got a 5x5, 5 new girls, 5 new faces. Like, make a group chat. We all talking. We get to know each other. Like, everybody's cool as fuck. It's time to move in. We meet Lily. Lily, she a little weird, but like, it's whatever though, cause we still gonna take you under our wing. Like, we still gonna fuck with you. Like, we still gonna hear you out, cause I'm not no judgy girl. But Lily and her mom, they a little bossy. Talking about some, they gave us all these rules. Talking about some, yeah, don't eat in your room, don't eat nowhere in the house, only eat in the kitchen. Don't do this, don't do that. Only do this, only do that. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm paying $1,000 plus for my room. So, I should do whatever I want, shouldn't I? So, we still get to know Lily a little bit more. She tells more about herself. She tells me, yeah, this is not her first time in college. She had a roommate back in Georgia State. Like, she went there before. But the roommate, she didn't get along with. She said that she was mean to her. The girl did not want to eat dinner with her. She didn't want to talk to her. She didn't want to hang out with her. She wanted nothing to do with her. So I'm thinking, why she don't like you? Then she says that her job on campus is to give out parking citations. You already a snitch. So it's still like the next day after we move out. Oh, fuck. After we move in. And she goes and she buys hella groceries. And I mean hella groceries, bro. Like, she buys everything in bulk, bro. The fridge is full. The cabinet space is full. The pantry space is full. The cabinet, everything. The counter is fucking full. Mind you, nobody else has been grocery shopping yet. You're the only one that's been grocery shopping. So where are we going to put our food? And mind you, she's the only one cooking. She's the only one making messes. And this girl is like obsessed with fruit for some reason. I don't know. She got a thing for fruit. So one day I come in and it's like 3 dudes sitting in the kitchen. And the whole counter is full of fruit. The whole counter is full of fruit. So I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck that shit. And then when I walk in, it's this large dude sitting in the chair. He would look at me crazy. Looking at me crazy. You in my house. You can leave. So another day go by, whatever. And she orders more groceries to the apartment. She's texting the group, she's talking about something. Could somebody please go to the lobby and pick up my groceries? I'm not gonna be there in time. So me being nice, I'm like, yeah, girl, I got you. I gotta go get them. She's like, yeah, it should only be like some water. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like 2 jugs of water. So she says, get down to the lobby. It's hella water. Hella water. And she orders more sacks of groceries. Where are you going to pick this shit, bro? So I had to make 2 trips down to the lobby to get all her groceries. So after I get her groceries, she was like, girl, I ordered some ice cream. You can have some since you helped me get all my stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, bet. Like, shit, bet. So, we're having, the same night, we have a game night. We invite a friend over, and we all sit around playing games and stuff. But her and her boyfriend leave. And then me and another roommate, we were like, yeah, we want some ice cream right now. That would be so good. So I'm like, oh, I forgot. She said I could have some ice cream. They're like, oh, yeah. So I text her in the group chat. I'm like, hey, girl, where'd you put the ice cream? She says, oh, it's in the freezer. Check the freezer. No ice cream. The ice cream's not in the freezer. So then I'm like, hey, girl, the ice cream's not in the freezer. She's like, oh, maybe it's in my mini fridge in my room. So I'm thinking she's giving me permission to go in her room and check the mini fridge because I've been in her room before. Like I said before, this whole love fruit. So she was cutting up fruit one day. She cut her fucking finger. She sent me to her bathroom to go get her a Band-Aid. So I'm thinking she let me know, okay, it's okay if you do go in my room and get the ice cream out of my mini fridge. So I go to her room, open the fridge, look, no ice cream. I text her again. I'm like, hey, girl, the ice cream is not in the mini fridge. She's like, oh, it's okay. I'll just have to go find it when I get home. I'm like, okay, whatever. So game night ends, whatever. Everybody go to bed. Everybody go home. So then the next day, we get an email talking about some incident has occurred in your unit. This is an important matter. I'm like, yo, what happened? So we all like confused, we concerned too. Like, what happened in our unit? So we text in the group chat like, yo, everybody okay? Like, everybody's good? Like, what happened? What's the email about? She's the only one not texting. She's the only one not replying. So one of the roommates, she's like concerned for her. So she's texting her separately, calling her to check on her. Me personally, nah, I ain't really care too much. I ain't really care too much. So then one of the girls in the group chat is like, hey, Lily, do you know what happened? And I say, y'all, she's the only one not replying back. They don't think that's weird. I guess they struck a nerve because lo and behold, here's Lily. And she says, management will let you know. I'm thinking, management will let us know. I knew this hoe was weird. I knew it was something. This hoe always doing something. After that, we didn't get time to reply for real. This hoe sends a long-ass paragraph. Just talking. And she's talking to me. She says, you are so disrespectful. Why would you go in my room? I did not give you permission to go in my room. And you went in my stuff. And you called me a bitch. Called you a bitch? When did I call you a bitch? She was like, yeah, I have camera and audio in my room. So it picked up on everything. And I saw and I heard you call me a bitch. So I'm really thinking, I'm like, damn, when did I call this girl a bitch? Then I remember, when I was in her room, I said her bitch ass probably hid the ice cream. See, it's just the way I talk, bro. I ain't mean no harm. I didn't mean no harm. So I'm like, okay, fuck. I'm sorry for calling you a bitch. It's just the way I talk. Da-da-da. But you're being crazy right now. Like, you literally told me to go in your room. You told me. I didn't go through your stuff. I went straight to the mini fridge, opened it, no ice cream, closed it, and left the room. So now you fucking lying. And she's like, yeah, whatever. We're having a meeting with management. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, whatever, bro. And she's still going, another paragraph. She's still going off on me. So I go back. I'm like, yeah. She's not gonna keep being mean to me. I'm gonna be mean to her back. So I'm like, yeah, bitch, you're weird as fuck. You knew you told me to go get that ice cream. You wonder why nobody don't fucking like your ass. You wonder why your roommate don't be your friend. Nobody wants to hang out with you. You wonder why. You're the problem. Then she was like, yeah, now you're verbally abusing me. So now I'm gonna tell them that. Tell them then, bitch. I don't give a fuck. So then, and I'm just thinking, bro, I've been so nice to this girl, bro. I was so nice. She cut her finger. I was there to help her. She couldn't get the groceries. I was there to get her groceries. So you gonna pick me to be weird too? You gonna tell the office on me? So nobody likes her anymore. Nobody be her friend. Nobody talk to her. She wants to move out. She said she's going to move out. So I'm like, shit, fuck it, move out. Hey, cool with me. Until one day, I'm laying in my bed, and I'm chilling. And then I hear a knock and enter to my room. You know how your mom come, knock, then enter? So normally, common sense is to knock. If you know these people, you knock and wait for them to answer. They get up and answer the door. No. They knocked and entered into my room. And you know who it was? Her mom. Her mom came into my room, stood in the doorway, and she said, why'd you go into my daughter's room and why'd you call her a bitch? You're so disrespectful. I don't even know you. Why are you in my room? And why are you questioning me? So I'm trying to stay calm and cool, be respectful because it is an adult. But like, who the fuck do you think you is? So now I'm fussing with her mama. I'm like, she told me to go in her room, bro. She told me to go in her room. I didn't mean to call her bitch. This is how I talk. Like, what do we want me to do about it? So then her mama, I'm like mad as fuck. So I call my mama. My mama, she's going off. She about to get in her car and drive up here. Mind you, we live 2 hours away. My mama is ready to get into that car because she mean business. She don't play that. She don't play that about her child. She do not play. Okay, y'all. Well, I'm back with a part 2 of the story time. So let's get into it. So to pick back up where I left off, Shawty mom came into my room. So me and mom, we arguing. I'm like, and I'm in the bed. Like, I'm in my bed. Like, Shawty standing at my door. Like, and we arguing. So I started getting real mad. So I get out the bed. Let me tell you what the mom did. Mom went out the house. Mama, out the hallway to the door. Mama left. Let me tell you, they set this shit up so perfectly because The daughter happened to be done moving out. So she had already had all her shit together. She was done. And the mama, this is basically the last stop. This was the last thing for them to do, to come piss me off. So after the mom and daughter left, I'm really following them yelling. Like, I'm yelling in the house. Other roommate looking like, damn, what's going on? Like, yeah, I'm yelling in the house. Following them, and they leave. Like, them niggas leave, bro. They scary as fuck. I never put my hands on nobody. Like, I didn't get to put my hands on nobody, bro, because they left. And when she was packing her shit up, she had got to the kitchen part, and she took some of our shit with her. Like, she took some of our kitchen appliances. You lame ass bitch. And another lame thing she did was, okay, so she used to complain about, like, well, not really complain, but she would, like, worry and talk a lot about the lights. So, like, could we pay for the electricity bill? So she would, like, break down how many watts each shit used, like the microwave and shit. So I was saying, yeah, we can't use the microwave too much. Yeah, we can't keep the lights on. Yeah, we can't do that. I mean, I kind of understand, so they don't get too high, but let me tell you what this hoe did, bro. So when she moved out, I believe she left the lights on in the room. Because when you move out, you have to lock the door behind you so nobody can get in, right? So one day, I walked past her room right beside mine. So, like, the room was right there like this. So one day, I'm looking, and it's light shining from the door, like, from inside the room, like the lights are on. But I'm thinking, oh, it's daytime. Maybe it's the sunshine shining into the thing. But then nighttime comes, and I'm like, y'all come look at this. Like, this light is on, bro. Like, this hoe left the light on. She purposely left the light on and locked the door, and we didn't notice it for like a week. So, like, the lights are just on a week straight, and nobody knew shit. So our light bill just going up. Like, this whole plant, this shit, bro. Like, oh, and to answer a few of the questions, was she? No, she was not. She's black. She was. Yes, she was black, bro. Like. And then we never did have the meeting with management. I don't know what happened. I guess since she moved out, the problem got solved. So, and they say that her new roommates, whoever she got, she terrorizing them too. They tired of her ass too. And just to like touch back on part one, some other things that she did was she one time we came in the house and there's a sticky note on the fridge and it said house meeting. And it said proposed quiet hours, Monday through Friday, and basically saying that we had to be quiet after 10 p.m. Bro, whose mom are you? Like, on a Friday especially, like, I understand throughout the week, okay, you got to go to school, you got to go to work. But on a Friday, bro, that's considered the weekend. So I'm going to talk as loud as I want to if I'm paying all this money in my apartment. Like, she always had a problem. Like, it was always something. We used to be playing Uno the first night there. She texts in the group somehow, can y'all keep it down, keep it down, keep it down. We just go to bed, fuck it. We in the kitchen studying, we doing our homework, we talking. Can y'all keep it down, keep it down. She's consistently always complaining, bro. Like, shut up, you're always complaining. At this point, you're the problem. She was, though. She was the problem. And then, one day in the group chat, she had the nerve to say, remember, guys, we talked about our quiet hours. No, you talked about them. It went through one ear, out the other. I didn't agree to that. This is what you said. I didn't agree that I was going to follow those rules. Because you don't make no rules for me. Oh, and my mama didn't have to come up there. Because the girl, they left, bro. So, like, they didn't leave. Mommy was on the way. She's like, getting in the car. Like, she was about to leave work and come. Like, she was not playing. But them hoes scary. So, they left. But, yes, y'all, that really concludes the story time. Nothing else really happened. And I really wish it was like a more exciting ending to tell y'all, but like that was really it for real. And then I can drop like a few messages because I don't have the messages of like when I first asked her about the ice cream and stuff. Like, that shit gone. But I did find some part of like the beginning of the argument, so I can like put that there. Of course, I blocked her name out. Like, I can't let y'all know her real name. This whole probably already building a case against me. Who knows? I mean, there is a few more messages, but I really can't put all that on there, y'all. Y'all don't want to read all that. But, yeah, y'all might have to pause and read that or whatever. But, yeah, they really do. Like, they really did end of the story time. But after she moved out, somebody else moved in. And I had it was another issue. Like, it was another issue. Shawty got evicted. That's for the next story time. That's the next story time. And guess who the star of the show again? It was me. They be coming for me. Maybe am I just a problem? But bye, y'all.
So I've been having a lot of people ask me, how do I know that juju was put on me or witchcraft? So I'm gonna go ahead and just make a video about it and I'm gonna explain it to y'all. And for the ones that like to comment and be like, yo, sis, you taking too long. Listen, every story gotta be told detail for detail. Because baby, if not, it ain't a story. I know y'all be watching CSI Crimes and all that, and people gonna always tell a story the right way. So for those of you that be wanting a 1, 2, 3 quick story, it's not gonna happen. Okay, I'm gonna tell my story part by part. But anyways, so my story started literally with jealousy. Literally, jealousy of an ex-girlfriend and jealousy of a mother. Why, I don't know. But the spirit of jealousy is literally something not to play with, because baby, it will have you doing some crazy things. Anyways, so I also want to give a shout out to God, because if it wasn't for God, I would have never got out of this situation. Literally, like, I give all praises and glory to God, because he's the one that literally spared my life and literally kept me afloat the whole entire time. He was my light. So shout out to God. I will forever love him, because he never allowed the enemy to come for me more than what he did. God stood in the way and literally stopped it. Okay? So, all praises to God. Anyways, right? So it all started with jealousy, right? Of course, my ex's mother, for some odd reason, she didn't like me. And I ain't gonna say for some odd reason. I'm gonna just say because at the end of the day, he was a mama's boy. Facts is facts. He was a mama's boy, and she didn't like the fact that he finally had found somebody and that he was with and that he was sticking with. And he, every time we would have little arguments here and there, of course, he gonna run and tell mommy whatever's going on. And he's never telling both sides of the story. He's only telling his. So of course she gonna side with her baby, because that's her baby, and that's how jealousy ended up getting created. And she started not to like me because she wasn't understanding, why are you telling me all these stories but then you won't leave her? A light bulb should have went off in her head, like ding ding ding. Ma'am, he's not leaving because obviously the stories that he's telling you ain't even true. He just telling you things, making you feel some type of way about me, but obviously that's why he's not leaving. But anyway, so that's how it started. She didn't understand why he wouldn't leave me, right? So she came up with this conclusion in her mind that I was the one that put roots on him. So she steady calling him, literally nonstop. Don't eat her food. Don't do this. Don't do that. And he's like, Ma, why are you tripping? Like, she's not that type of person. Literally. And it would be weird because literally the time she calling, I'm cooking. But how you even know I'm cooking? Weird, weird. But okay. So anyways, so yeah, that's how it started. So that's how it started, right? Okay, cool. So at this point, you feel me, like I'm talking to my mama and I'm letting my mama know, like, this lady crazy. Like, she keep telling him that I'm the one that's putting roots on him. And I'm like, Ma, you know me better than that. Like, I don't deal with none of that. And, you know, my mom's like, yeah, that's because she the one doing the roots. But she trying to flip the script and act like it's you. So my mama telling me the whole time, you need to be careful. So I'm like, all right, Ma, you feel me? But I ain't really paying it too much attention because I'm like, I don't really feel like his mama even that type of person. You feel me? So I'm like, man, I don't know. This is just all crazy to me. You feel me? So I'm ignoring it. And mind y'all, I want y'all to know that during this time, I really wasn't even walking with God. I didn't know God. Like, I knew of God, of course, but I just wasn't even living right. You feel me? So, okay. So then we literally went through 3 different houses within a year. Literally, we kept getting kicked out for stupid stuff. Literally, and like, here I am going to court. I'm going to eviction court or whatever, and I'm thinking like, yeah, I got a good case. I'm gonna win. Blah blah. Boom, I gotta get out. Literally, 3 times that happened back to back. So by the 3rd time, I'm starting to wonder, like, hold on, maybe what my mama's saying is true, because it's crazy. Like, we just keep getting kicked out from left to right, and it's not making sense. And these people just getting away with stupid stuff. And it wasn't for non-payment. It wasn't for nothing like that. You feel me? It was just lies. Like the last landlord, he lying. I'm steady making payments, but he's saying he never received none of the payments. What? But I don't have no way to prove that. Of course, it's my word against his. So, but it's stuff like that started happening to me, where by the 3rd time, I'm like, nah, something ain't right. Like, my life just is starting to be crazy. Like, why do I keep getting kicked out of places? It's not making no sense. So, okay. So we get into the third house, or the fourth house actually. Now we in the last house, right? This is where everything popped off. But before that, I want y'all to know, when we was staying in one of the apartments or whatever, I had literally walked into a botanical store, and I literally just wanted some incense or whatever. And that's when the lady had told me that I had a really dark cloud over me, and it was so dark that she literally lit frankincense and was literally like putting it all over me. She like, you need to open your car door. She like, you need, this is so strong. She literally told me. And she asked me to get a reading. She literally was like, yo, you need to get a reading. And it was so crazy that they did the reading for free. That's how crazy it was, you feel me? And my mama told me I should have never got that reading. I should have listened to her. But it is what it is, because that's opening demonic doors. But anyway, so I still get the reading. And in the reading, literally, the lady put the deck of cards. If you ever got a reading, like, they'll do the deck of cards one way, then they'll pick them up doing the other way. And literally every which way that lady read the deck of cards, it literally said it's going to always be a third woman in the picture. Or it's going to always be a third person. It's going to be a woman, is what she said. So she telling me it's going to be a third person in our relationship. Like, she say your up's gonna be up and your down's gonna be downs, but it's gonna forever be a third wheel in a way, which is gonna be a woman. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, you know, it's probably him cheating. That's all I kept thinking, is cheating. Not once am I thinking it's his mother. So I'm like, okay, you feel me? So anyways, so now here we go. We are at the fourth house. So mind you, I didn't pay attention to the signs that I should have walked away when the lady did the reading, telling me that I need to leave the relationship that I'm in because of this lady in the dark cloud. I didn't pay attention to none of that. You feel me? So here we are at the fourth house now. And this is where stuff gets really like crazy. So, okay. So the relationship between me and him starts to change. And when I say starts to change, like, he started acting really weird. So he's to the point where, like, he's sleeping on the floor now. And I'm like, well, why are you sleeping on the floor? He's like, oh, because my back hurts. Oh, well, would you like a massage? Like, you know, like, I'm trying to be a good girlfriend. Like, can I do anything for you? No. That was weird in itself to me, because we've been together for 6 years. Why all of a sudden do you want to sleep on the floor? And his energy completely changed. Like, he just wasn't the same no more. I even looked at him and I told my homegirl, it's crazy because I called my homegirl one day and I said, yo, he just looks so weird to me now. Like, he looked different. Like, it's just, I could just tell, like, he was changing. And y'all know that when y'all with somebody, y'all could tell when somebody changed completely. So, you know, I started picking up on these vibes. Like, the energy in the house just was draining. And, like, literally, I would go to work and, like, I would get off work and I wouldn't even want to go home no more, because I'm like, yo, like, I just know as soon as I enter this house, like, the energy's just about to be down. Like, just, that's really how it was. It was bad. So anyways, so our arguments started getting real intense, real bad. Here we are, we fighting. You feel me? Like, it's getting so bad. Things that we never actually went through. Like, we've always had arguments, you feel me? Typical relationship. But it got to the point where now it's like we at war with each other. Like, we just, you my enemy, you from the streets. Like, that's how we looking at each other now. You feel me? And he would leave, but then he'll come back. It's like, he used to tell me, like, I really want to be with you. And then at times I don't want to be with you. And he's like, I don't know, but something keeps pulling me back or whatever. So I'm telling him, like, yo, it's not that something's pulling you back. You feel me? That's called love. Like, when you really love somebody, it's hard for you to walk away. You feel me? But he was just like, nah, you know, he just felt completely different. So, okay, whatever. You feel me? So anyways, we have 2 little girls, right? So he loved them to death. Like, I never take that away from him. Like, he literally would wake up in the mornings. Like, he would make sure his girls was good. Like, he was a real good dad, making bottles, spending time with them. Like, he really loved his little girl. Like, I got a whole bunch of videos or whatever of them together, you feel me? Like, and I even got the baby book, where, like, before your baby come or whatever, you know, like, you pretty much writing the whole process, you putting in pictures of sonogram and all that, you feel me? And I got the baby book where he signed everything and the things that he wrote to my daughter, you feel me? So anyways, so basically one day, out of nowhere, now, okay, so he stopped talking to his mom for a while, because after when we had moved into this house, I ain't gonna lie, when we moved into this house, he stopped talking to his mom for a little bit, because, like I said, at the old house, she kept calling and saying, oh, well, you know, be careful with her. She the one putting voodoo on you or whatever. So, you feel me? So at this point, he cut her off, and he was like, Ma, listen, this is who I love. This is who I want to be with. Like, if you're going to continue to talk about her like that, I'm going to just have to cut you off. So mind you, he cut her off, right? So, okay, so she comes back in the picture at this spot. You feel me? It had been a while, and when she came back into the picture, like, I ain't gonna lie, I always encourage for him to talk to his mom. Like, that's just, you feel me? What kind of person would I be if I wouldn't want you talking to your mom? Like, that's who birthed you. You feel me? She gave life to you. Like, I always encourage that relationship. You feel me? So when she came back into the picture, though, I had told my homegirl, I said, you know what, man, I don't know, but I just got this off feeling about his mama being back in the picture. Like, something ain't right. And, you know, but I can't really say nothing to him because that's his mother. And I do encourage the relationship. But I ain't gonna lie, deep down inside, I did feel a type of way. You feel me? So at the old house, also, before we moved to this crib, she literally gave him a book before they stopped talking. She had gave him a book that was daily bread for men or whatever, like Bible scriptures. But as I stated in one of my other videos, I had talked about that book. That's where the curse was at. She put the curse in that book, literally. But when she gave him that book gave me the creeps. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with that book at all, and I couldn't understand why. But as the story unfolds or whatever, you'll know that it was really the curse that she had put in the book or whatever. But anyways, so basically we at the new crib and stuff. So now he interested in reading these Bible verses in the book that she gave to him or whatever. And she's literally sending him scriptures and all that, but the scriptures ain't even making sense, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, I should have screenshot the scriptures, because what she was sending to him, lady, I may not know about God, but baby, ain't nothing but to Google a scripture or whatever, and baby, nothing you saying is making sense right now. But okay, cool. It was weird. It was a little thrown off, but okay, whatever. I'm not saying nothing because that's his mama. But so basically, right, she's getting into his head at this point, right? And she pretty much all in all got in his head. And then at this point, like I said, me and him going through it, we arguing real bad. Things in the house ain't right no more. And then all of a sudden, he kind of detached from our daughters. Like, he don't want nothing to do with them. And it's a little weird, like, especially with the baby. Like, he really, like, kind of detached from her completely. Like, and it was crazy because it's like any little cry or any little thing she would do, it would, like, just make him feel a type of way. And that was what I started noticing too, because I'm like, hold on, these your babies, like, why you acting so different? And oh, I can't deal with all that crying. And it literally, like, his demeanor completely changed. Like, he just didn't even want to be around us no more. You feel me? So okay, cool, whatever. So it get to a point where me and my mom, we always been close, but it get to a point where me and my mom, we got into it or whatever. And that's when, you feel me, like, I completely just lost composure of the whole situation. Like, me and her getting into it, me and him getting into it, like, it's just real chaotic in my life at this point or whatever. And I'm just not even thinking of why is everything going this way, but everything's real chaotic, right? So okay, so the next morning or whatever, you feel me, we, like I said, we've been getting into it lately. So it get to a point where one morning we wake up or whatever, we get into a real bad fight, and he decides to leave. And so what's crazy is he called his mama and tell his mama to come get him. But the crazy thing about it was, this lady already outside. Lady, how? What? Why are you outside? Like, y'all don't even understand how confusing this whole entire thing was to me. Why are you outside? So at this point, me and him, we in the garage, we having a conversation, because I'm telling him, like, we got kids. Like, what are you doing? What's going on? If you want to take a break, cool, go take a break. You feel me? That's cool. I'm cool with that. But we still got two little girls that we got to figure out, you know, how to co-parent or whatever. And I'm not telling you that you can't leave me. You feel me? Because I ain't never gonna be the type to try to keep a man or whatever. Like, if you want to go on about your business. You feel me? So anyways, so he's sitting there and he's talking to me or whatever, and he starts, like, saying things to me that I never in a million years thought he would even say. And it kind of felt like he was a mummy, not even a mummy. What do you call it? It was like a voodoo doll. Like if someone was literally telling him what to say, and he was saying it to me. Like, the things he was saying, I'm like, what? So the whole entire time I'm like, oh no, I rebuked that. I just kept rebuking everything he's saying to me, because at this point he's like, I hate you. I hope you never make it in life. I hope you never prosper. I hope you never find nobody, and this. And I'm like, hold on. Like, what? What are you saying to me right now? You feel me? So anyways, so basically he goes and he pretty much is on the phone with his mother, and his mom says to him, son, are you really ready this time? I'm like, are you really? So I'm like, ready? What? Hold on. I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, and then she gonna have the audacity to tell him, leave everything there. I don't want nothing that comes with her. Don't bring no clothes. Don't bring your phone. Don't bring nothing. So I'm literally looking at him like, what? I'm like, yo, what's going on? But I'm so thrown off right now. I'm so confused with what's really going on with they whole conversation. Like, I'm trying to figure out, why is she outside? I'm trying to figure out, why is she asking you, are you ready this time? Like, what, y'all been plotting on this the whole time? Like, literally, I'm literally just like, whoa, what's up? You feel me? I'm lost. So, okay, cool. So I'm gonna get ready to get into the other story, but that's gonna be in part 2. So y'all stay tuned. Part 2 is coming next. Make sure y'all watch it, because things about to turn up. Okay, y'all, so I'm back with part 2 now. Okay, so on part 1, I left off with, it was to the point where he was getting ready to leave and his mother was already outside. Okay, so as he's walking outside or whatever, like, I'm literally trying to talk to him, trying to figure out, like, you know, how is this whole co-parenting gonna happen? Like I said, you can leave if you want to leave. That's cool. That's no issue. Like, everybody need a break sometimes, but we've been in this for 6 years. Like, what's up with these little girls? You can't just leave me. You talking about leaving your phone. Like, what's about to happen? So I'm trying to have a conversation, but I'm walking and I got my 1-year-old in one arm and I got my, well, at the time she wasn't even 1. She was 6 months actually. So I got my 6 month in my arms or whatever. And then I got the other baby in my other arm or whatever. So I'm walking, but I'm literally trying to, like, I'm struggling. I don't got no shoes on or nothing, but I'm chasing after him. You feel me? And so I am, by the time, it's like, we kind of like going down the hill or whatever, because his mom's parked like at the stop sign right across the street from our house or whatever. So by the time I get to the car or whatever, like, he turns around and he's like, once I get in this car, it's over with. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, talk to me. So I put my daughters on the car, you feel me? Because my hands is tired. Like, I literally got 2 little girls and I just walked down the hill with no shoes on or whatever. And I'm out of breath. I'm chasing after him. So I put both of my daughters on top of the car. So I literally look at both of them and it was kind of like really weird, because it's like both of their eyes was like completely black, like blacked out. It was no white around their eyeballs. It was like completely black, and they was like gazing straight like into the sky or something. And I'm just looking at them like, is this a horror movie or something? And I'm like so confused and so thrown off as to what I'm actually looking at right now. And then all of a sudden, his mother hits reverse in full-fledged, y'all. When I tell you full-fledged, that lady hit the reverse with my daughters on top of the car. On top of the car, y'all. So I literally scooped both of my daughters up or whatever. I got one of them hanging and I got the other one literally on my arm, but I'm trying to make sure like neither one of them hit the floor. And I'm literally like, I'm appalled at what's going on right now. And then she stops. And then she drives past by me flying, and neither one of them even looked at me. Literally. That right there, that broke my heart to the core. Because you just sat there and watched your mom almost completely hurt our daughters. She could have, anything could have happened to our little girls, especially the baby. And you didn't even do nothing about it. You feel me? Like, but okay. At this point, I am completely like, what is going on right now in our lives? Like, I am completely so lost. Okay, so at this point, I just go back in my house or whatever, and I am literally destroyed, heartbroken. I don't understand what's going on. I don't have no way of communicating with him. Literally, I went for like a whole entire week with no communication. I'm guessing he at his mama's house, but I really don't know where he at, what he got going on. I'm supposed to go to work. I can't even go to work because now I got my 2 little girls, and I don't have nobody to watch them, because me and him, you know, we had like, you know, a little thing going on where he'll watch the girls while I'm at work, or vice versa. When he at work, I'm keeping the girls. Like, so now our little system is just gone. So I'm literally like for a whole entire week trying to figure out what's going on. I'm praying to God. I'm asking God, like, Lord, like, let me know what's going on. Like, everything just been going on so weird in my life. So at this point, I start seeking to God. You feel me? Because I don't know where else to turn to. So I promise y'all, when God talk to y'all, he talk to y'all for real. Like, you just got to listen. I'm not saying that he talk to y'all like he just literally, he just come down and talk to you face to face. No, God will talk to you in different ways. He's going to grab your attention. Whether it's on your phone, whether you're reading the Bible, like it's something where you just gonna know he's speaking to you. And literally, that's when God started revealing to me hoodoo. Literally, hoodoo. God letting me know that they put basically voodoo, hoodoo, juju, whatever you want to call it, santeria, all that, like basically witchcraft. They put witchcraft on me. And so I'm talking to my mama. At this point, I call her. You feel me? I stopped talking to her. But now at this point, I don't know who else to call. Like, I am completely heartbroken. So I done called my mom and I'm like, Ma, and you know, she's telling me you need to start praying. God's trying to talk to you. He's trying to tell you something. He's trying to get your attention and you need to listen. So I'm like, okay, Ma. So she knowing what's going on, you know, cause she already know. She, you know, our family background, my grandma, all them, they dealt with all that type of stuff, you feel me? So it's nothing new to my family, but my mom like, listen, you don't need to turn to none of that. What you need to do is turn to God. She was like, do not try to retaliate. Do not try to go and return the sender and do this and do that. She's like, do not do that. Just pray. God got your back. God got you. So at this point, okay, when I tell you I was up day and night, literally day and night, I didn't sleep. I lost weight. Literally, I am completely, I went down to like 120. I was literally nothing. Just skin and bones, basically. Skinny. And I don't have no strength to do nothing. You feel me? I'm walking around looking like a zombie. Weird stuff started going on in the house. You feel me? My kids can attest to it. I had people coming over. They were checking up on me. They can attest to it. Literally, listen, I had a case of flies. Literally flies all over my house. And everybody that know me know I am a clean person. Where are these flies? So flies literally everywhere in my house. And everybody that know me know that I got OCD. Literally, I haven't been cooking. Like, it's no way that it's so many flies in my house. And literally, like I said, I have people that can attest to this. People that was coming over. Literally, they seeing the flies everywhere. They asking me, what's going on, sis? Why is there so many flies? Listen, I don't know. I don't know. But my house was flooded with flies. Literally, my son kept seeing eyes inside the fireplace. Eyes. He was scared to even be in the living room because it was eyes watching him. Literally. And then doors was just opening and closing out of nowhere by itself. Literally. Nobody's in the living room. I'm in my room, or I could be in the kitchen. I'm getting something to drink. And the side door just boom, wide open. So I'm outside. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm on the phone with my homegirl. And, you know, she's trying to cheer me up. She's trying to keep me in good spirits. And then all of a sudden I see somebody walking. And she's telling me, like, girl, why would somebody be walking at 3 something in the morning? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm so, like, distraught mentally that I'm just not even paying attention. And she's like, girl, you need to get in the house because it's not normal for somebody to just be walking at 3 o'clock in the morning. So all of a sudden, like, I turned to, like, look at the person because they was headed into my direction. And all of a sudden, their body just literally, like it's just like their leg was broke. The way they started walking was literally like they leg would like a zombie. That's literally what it was, a zombie. That's what I saw. And so she telling me, girl, get in the house. But at this point, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, when I talked to her after the whole situation, she literally told me, she said, friend, I ain't gonna lie. Like, when you was on the phone with me and you was telling me that it's a zombie outside, she said, I really thought you was going crazy. Like, I'm telling you, people really started to disconnect from me because they like, yo, she losing her mind. And it wasn't even that I lost my mind. You feel me? It was that because of the witchcraft that was put upon us, like, my house was literally freaking, it was haunted. Like, literally, I can't even explain nothing else. Like, it was just haunted, literally. So I even had somebody come stay the night with me or whatever, because they was like, yo, you good? Like, this ain't you. You know, you losing yourself. Like, what's going on? So they was like, yo, I'm gonna come stay with you or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. Because this was something that I just couldn't explain to nobody. Like, I can't sit here and tell you what's going on because you gonna think I'm crazy. So instead of me telling you, I need you to come stay with me so you can experience the same thing that me and my kids is experiencing in this house. So literally, same thing. When the person came and stayed the night over, literally, they freaked out. They literally freaked out. They did not want to be there. We hearing people on the roof. You could hear something running across the roof. You could literally hear kids running in the hallway. It's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You could hear kids playing. And my kids sleep. Literally. Like literally, one of my homegirls come through, we chilling, we watching TV. All of a sudden, the TV just turned off on its own. Literally. Remote nowhere near us. I turn the TV on, the TV turned right back off. So another instance, I'm sitting outside, broad daylight. I'm on the phone. I'm on FaceTime with one of my homegirls, right? And so my kids, they in the bedroom playing. And so where I'm at, it's like outside on the porch. Then when you walk in the house, it's the living room, dining room, kitchen. So they way in the back, right? So, okay, so all of a sudden I hear boom, like a real loud crash and like glass shatter everywhere. And my homegirl heard it because we was on FaceTime. So I tell my homegirl, I say, oh, I am about to go inside and I'm about to beat these kids. And as soon as I go inside and I open the door, I start yelling and I'm like, I get quiet and I'm like, oh, ain't nobody even in there. Literally nobody. So my kids come running because they felt the same way. They heard the reaction themselves. So they come in there like, Mom, what's going on? I'm like, y'all wasn't in here playing? They like, no. So that's when I started doing research. So I started doing research because I remember my son said he was seeing eyes in the fireplace. Then all of a sudden, everything that was on top of my fireplace now is on the floor, shattered, broken. And so I started doing research. And if y'all do research or whatever and you look it up, basically a fireplace is like a harboring place for demonic spirits, basically, because it's like a reminder of hell. Like, just do your research, look it up. I'm telling you. So that's when I'm like, okay, like this is crazy right here. So at this point, I start trying to seek guidance. Literally, I'm going to church. I am literally calling around. I'm literally trying to talk to people that go to church. I'm talking to my son, grandma. Like, I am literally like, yo, witchcraft has been placed upon us. Literally, witchcraft has literally been placed upon us. And I literally had to just seek God. And I needed to get help because that house was possessed. Literally. But one thing I can say is that nothing ever harmed us in that house. Everything was like meant to scare us. But literally, I lived literally a horrific time while I was at that house. And I ended up having to move. Literally, I had to move. I had to get away. I left a lot of stuff that was there because, like they say, spirits transfer. They move around in things just like roaches. So when I tell y'all I started over completely, I started over. I have not been evicted from no place. Everything in my life has been going good, amazing. But when I tell y'all that witchcraft is no joke, it is literally no joke. It is nothing to play with. And I'm so glad for the people that intervened, for the people that prayed for me. I am literally glad that my life just came together. So before I end the story though, okay, so the book, let's go back to the book now. Remember I told y'all in part 1. So I had told y'all in part 1 about the daily bread book that his mother had gave him or whatever, right? So when he left, I literally got rid of everything that belonged to him because I really didn't want none of that negative energy that was there. I literally sold his PS5. I was giving away his shoes. I was giving away his clothes, his colognes, like everything. I didn't want nothing, none of that energy that his mother had brought. None of that. I didn't want none of it. So I got rid of everything, right? So the only thing that I kept was a little book bag that had like his birth certificate, his personal stuff in it or whatever. Because, I didn't want to be evil and get rid of that stuff. So I literally kept it and I had every intention on actually like giving that stuff to somebody so that he can be able to get it or whatever. But I had that like put up in the closet and I remember I put it together. So when I put it together, there was no book there. Literally, it was not no book there. And I'm speaking about the daily book or whatever, the daily bread book. So, okay. So one day, me and my homegirl, we chilling or whatever. So I'm like, yo, you want something to eat? So I remembered that he had like a little coupon in that book bag for DoorDash. So I was like, let me run and get that coupon real quick or whatever. So when I go in the book bag, I see the book. So it gave me the creeps because I'm like, oh, where did this book come from? So I literally let my homegirl know. She's like, no, you need to burn that. You need to burn that and you need to burn it right now. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we end up burning the book or whatever. And at first, y'all, it did not want to burn for nothing. Like, it did not want to burn at all. So literally, I'm sitting there. We put in all types of flammable stuff. And it's not burning. But all of a sudden, it, like, burned. But as it starts to burn, the, like, book completely turns white. The pages turn white. And then all of a sudden, it lit up in flames. It literally lit up in flame 4 times. And each time that it lit up in flames, it would say a word. And literally, it let us know the spell. It literally said, Jealousy, the true meaning of Christianity, which that was basically, the book was false. Like, she was giving false doctrine to her son. She was jealous, of course. She was envy of our love. And then the last part was widow, which she was meant to, the curse was meant for him to leave us alone. Like, you feel me? Walk away from my life, leave me with nothing, leave my kids without a father. That's what the curse was. You feel me? And the curse was finally revealed. So, okay, now I know that I said his ex was also involved in it, which she was. So mind you, this girl, she literally came out of nowhere. It was an ex from like 8 years ago. And supposedly they have a child together or whatever. They've never done a DNA test. That's always been in question. So the girl just kind of being, you feel me, on the back burner. I don't know. It's not my business. None of that. But all of a sudden, this girl, we talking on the phone, because I'm reaching out and I'm letting her know, like, yo, if you really love your daughter, keep her away. If you really love your daughter, like, keep her away from his mother, because that lady is evil. Like, you don't even understand. She got an evil heart. So I'm literally just trying to warn her. Matter of fact, I didn't even call her. I had text her on Facebook and I let her know that. You feel me? And she literally hit me back or whatever. And she's like, well, I don't know what y'all got going on, but we're good over here because he talked to his daughter every day. When I tell y'all, that came as a surprise to me, because I'm like, what? Hold on, pause, because last I recall, he literally said to you that he wanted nothing to do with you unless you got a DNA test. But now all of a sudden you good and y'all been talking. Okay, confusing. So anyways, we get to texting back and forth. We end up talking over the phone. And she just gave me fake vibes all along. Literally fake vibes all along. Conversation was not genuine. She literally was saying how this whole situation had been plotted it. She like just a lot of stuff that she was saying just was like, where did you come from? Like, literally, where did you come from? Then she stated to me, oh, well, his mother said I was the best thing that ever happened to him in his life. Of course she would. Of course his mother would say that. You feel me? Somebody that ain't been in this man's life for like 8 years, you feel me? You was a 2-week fling at that, you feel me? Because y'all wasn't even together. Y'all wasn't even a couple. Like, y'all was a 2-week fling. You even stated that yourself. You said he was a drug addict and he did this and he did that and you kicked him out your house and you ain't want him to be your baby daddy and all types of stuff, you feel me? Like I said, the girl just gave me bad vibes all along, you feel me? So at this point, I started doing a little research. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Started trolling on her page. You feel me? I'm trying to figure out, like, what is this girl all about? Something don't seem right. Something seem a little off. And then, boom, y'all. I posted this on my Facebook page, but, yo, when I tell y'all, this girl was following nothing but witch doctors, freaking santeria, everything about her. Everything she was following was literally in that demonic dark world. And that's when I knew, oh no, both of y'all was in cahoots. You had been waiting around for 8 years to wait for your chance because you've been following behind this boy, I don't know for how long. But you and his mama ended up getting together. Y'all did all these spells to get us away from each other. And it's cool. You know what? I'm not hurt. None of that. Thank y'all is all I can say. Thank you, both of y'all, for what y'all did, because y'all got all that negativity out of my life. However y'all want to see it, whether y'all feel like y'all won or whatever the case is, that's good luck to y'all. That's the hell that y'all got to endure, that y'all got to live with, because remember, God gonna always punish those. And what y'all did to me was so horrible, but it's all good, because listen, I don't need to take vengeance, because vengeance is his. And when I tell y'all, baby, I go to sleep good at night, I'm good over here. But y'all be careful out here with them jealous spirits, because they will do any and everything to destroy what you have, whether it's a friend, a relative, a ex, all that. Like, listen, that jealousy spirit is something serious, but y'all stay prayed up. And I hope that this video helped some of y'all or whatever, and I cleared the situation on how I found out that I had voodoo put on me. Y'all stay blessed.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Whitney. I'm gonna give y'all a story time on how I was essayed in my apartment in Louisville, Kentucky on September 14th, 2019. And I'm gonna just start by saying I decided to do my story time because I feel like I'm just at a place in my life where I can talk, I can speak now, I can speak for myself. I'm not so bothered by the situation no more. And I also feel like just part of my healing journey, I just kind of feel like it's okay to talk. It's okay to talk. It's okay. And this is what 6.5 years has gone by, and just bear with me while I tell the story. This was 2019, so just bear with me as I tell the story, and I'm gonna try to go into detail, but if there gets a point in the story where I feel like I don't want to go into detail about it, just be cool with that. Okay, so rewind back to 2019. I lived in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I'm from. This would be, I guess you could say, like around the time where I was a little vulnerable. I was going through shit with my child's father. We was having a rough time. I had started getting out, exploring, you know how that go. Like, you going through something, you start dating and shit like that. So I had started dating. And prior to this, I was also going through a custody battle with my youngest daughter, and I'll do a story time on that later on. But I have two little girls. I have a 13-year-old and I have a 9-year-old. But this was 6.5 years ago. My kids, they were way younger than what they are now. So anyways, I had lived in this apartment in Kentucky, and like every Sunday, well, I just say every weekend, I would get out the house. We would go to this park, and the park was like in the West End, and it's just where everybody just used to meet up at, mingle. Like, it was just a ball. And they probably still, like, people probably still do this to this very day, but it was a park, and this was in the summertime. I want to say we met around July. It was warm. It was really warm out. We met in July, and I had met a guy. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to let this be known. This is a guy that is much older than me. Like, it is what it is. I'm just be real about it. I'm going to be very transparent the whole time. So this is the guy that's older than me. We met at the park. I was with my cousin, and we exchanged numbers. We started hanging out. So, as we hanging out, we kicking it, he would pick me up. He would take me places. My car got messed up. He paid for my car to get fixed. If I needed something to eat, he's pulling up with the food. He was very convenient. So, fast forward, a couple months go by, and I'm in the house. Mind you, I'm still dealing with my child's father at this time, but we real rocky. Like, he's dogging me to the ground. So, in the midst of this time, this is what happened. My child's father had ended up fucking my car up, left my car across the bridge in Indiana. So, y'all, I called this man. I ain't know what else to do. You feel me? Like, my family's in Alabama. It is what it is. I called him for help. He gets the car fixed, and I'm able to drive my car back home. So fast forward, maybe like a day or two go by. He hits me up. He's like, "Do you want to get out the house?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I want to get out the house. Hell yeah, I want to get out the house. This nigga's pissing me off." So I get dressed. I'm cute as fuck. Get dressed. He comes to pick me up. My bad, y'all. It's getting too long. I'm running out of time. So like, share, and comment for part 2. Okay, y'all. So this is going to be part 2 on how I was sexually assaulted on September the 14th, 2019 in my apartment in Louisville, Kentucky by Lee Jones. And I am going to name drop. It may be like a couple people that I won't name drop because they my people, and I don't want to put their names out there. But yeah, so I am gonna go ahead and name drop because the case is over with, and I'm gonna start from the day it happened all the way up until now, and how I feel about the situation now and all of that. Okay, so I had left off where he had came to pick me up. So he drives his car to my apartment to pick me up. I'm dressed. He tells me when he's outside. I come outside. When I did get in the car, from what I can remember, I get in the car. He had a bottle of Remy, and he had a cup of ice for me, like, and he had his own cup of ice. And, you know, like, we greeted each other. I got in the car like I normally do. Everything felt normal. Like, I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. I was ready to go. I was ready to get out the house. He asked me, did I want a drink? I was like, yeah. I poured my cup up. We rode around for a little while. Before we actually did anything, we was riding around. We was like pulling up at certain spots and stuff that people was out. It was pretty outside. This would be, I want to say it probably was around like, the sun was just now starting to set. Like, it was starting to go down. So we riding around, we just vibing. Like, we just listening to music, pulling up on people, you know, just having a good time. So then it finally got dark out. He had asked me, did I want to go to the boat? So the boat is just kind of like, they had some type of event. I want to say the event was for his motorcycle club, because when we got to the boat, it was his motorcycle club there. So it was something pertaining to his motorcycle club. And I was like, yeah, I wanted to go. I had never been on the boat before. So we went to the boat. So now we on the boat, y'all. And now that I look back and think about it, at the time, I just felt like, okay, everybody was kind of looking at me. But I'm also one of them people, I have really bad anxiety. So I'm one of them people where I feel like people are just staring at me and they're not. But honestly, I do feel like a lot of eyes were on me, and I felt uncomfortable. Like, I felt like people was just looking at me because they like, why is he with this younger girl? You know, like, let me tell y'all this. If at the time that this happened, this was 6 years ago, I'm 25. I'm 25 at this time. Okay, so I thought that they was looking at me like, just because I'm with an older man. That was like, at that moment, I felt uncomfortable. I'm like, damn, like, I don't feel comfortable, but I'm still trying to enjoy myself. I'm kind of really trying to block it out. And then after so long, you know, like, after you start drinking and stuff, you kind of just don't even give a fuck anyway. So that's how I was. I was just kind of like, I don't even give a fuck. I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to enjoy myself. So we go to the boat. That kind of just went smooth. Like, it was just, that was it. Like, we had a good time. The boat was over with, and we getting off the boat. So now, we get back in the car. It wasn't too late, so we was kind of like trying to find something else to do. And he was like that they was having this party at his motorcycle club. So he was like, do you want to go to the party? Or are you ready to go in the house? Me, I'm gonna go all night. I don't give a damn. So I'm like, yeah, I'll go to the party. So we get to the party. Mind y'all, everything between me and him in the car, like, we good. I'm still sipping my cup. I'm up. Like, let's go. I'm not trying to go back home, you know, be sad in the house, depressed. So I'm like, nah, we about to go. So I remember getting to the motorcycle club, and everybody was like, by this time, everybody was still looking at me and shit. So I'm like, why the fuck do these people keep on looking at me? So now I'm at a point where I'm on my level. So now I'm like, these bitches is hating. Like, you know, in my head, I'm like, are they mad? Like, you know, are they mad at me? Because I looked cute as fuck, y'all. Like, I was feeling myself. And looking back on it, them people was looking at me because, honestly, I feel like they already knew what was up. And I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to get to that later at the end of the story time. So I ended up seeing one of my classmates from high school that I graduated with, and that made me feel a lot more comfortable because I was talking to her. Like, I talked to her most of the night. I just sat with her while he was walking around and shit. And, you know, while he was having his time, I was over here having my time catching up with my friend from high school. And I just remember, like, about an hour or two in this club, I remember him walking up to me, and he was like, are you good? He checked on me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. He was like, you left your cup in the car. You want me to go get it? So I'm like, yeah. I don't know why. I wasn't even really, by this time I was done drinking. So I just told him, yeah, like on some cool shit. Like, yeah, go get my cup. Cool. So he goes to get my cup. And I don't know if it was like God protecting me or what. But he go to get the cup. And I'm still talking to my friend. But I never drunk no more of the drink. Like after he brought me my cup from out the car. And it wasn't even because I was trying to be cautious or nothing. I was just done drinking. Like I never sipped out that cup again. I just was holding it. I don't like for the rest of the night. I'm just holding the cup. So, and I'll get back to this cup at the end of the story time too. So, like after he bring me the cup, we still kicking it. I'm still having a good time. He ends up coming back up to me and he's like, by this time he's really fucked up. Like I can see it all on his face. He's fucked up. He was like, all right, we about to head out or whatever. He was okay, so he tells me that we about to head out. He's fucked up. I can see it all on his face. So I'm like, I'm not ready to go. And he was like, nah, he's like, I'm messed up. Let's go. So I was like, all right, cool. So we walk into the car. When we walk into the car, I can just like anybody, you know, at any night when you know the person that you rode with is fucked up, you know that you can tell when somebody's fucked up. So it really wasn't even no question. He's fucked up. And okay, cool. So we get in the car. And this is where everything just starts to get crazy. So, mind y'all, the place that we were leaving from, ain't nothing but a good 5 or 6 minutes away from my apartment where we were going, where he was going to drop me off. The whole ride from from the time we pulled off, all the way to the time we pulled up to my apartment, this man was swerving. He was so like my toes were like crunched up in my shoe. Like I had on some sandals, but my toes were like crunched up like the whole time he's driving, because I'm just thinking in my head like, Lord, I'm just trying to get to the house. You know, like you know how I be after you done got drunk. So I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the house. So whenever we finally did make it to my apartment, I'm like, Lee, you too fucked up to drive. Like, you know, like you can just come and lay on my couch. That's where I fucked up at, y'all. When we pulled up in front of my apartment and I told that man that he can come lay on my couch, that's where I messed up at. And I regret that all the time. Like anytime I think about this situation, that's my biggest regret. But at the time that it happened, I never felt uncomfortable with this man. Like he done been in my apartment plenty of times. We done been together plenty of times. I've never felt like I couldn't trust him, you know? So it was just a thing. Like I was just kind of like, I ain't gonna let you drive like that. You can come kick it at my house and I, you know, like I said, I got, you know, like you can lay on my couch. That's no problem. So he's like, cool. And yeah, I'm running out of time, but I'll be right back with part 3. I won't make y'all wait on the part 3. Okay, so this is part 3 on how I was essayed in my apartment in Louisville, Kentucky on September the 14th, 2019 by a man named Lee Jones. Okay, so we left out at where we pulled up to my apartment. He was too fucked up. I invited him in to sleep on my couch. As we walking into the apartment building, it was actually a building. I had to unlock the door to get into the building and then go up the steps to my apartment. As we walking in, he keeps clicking his key fob. He keeps like making his car go off for some reason. I don't know what that was about. And I asked him like, could you stop? Because, you know, like I got neighbors. I didn't want to make a scene, you know. So we go into the apartment. As soon as we get into the apartment, mind y'all, I did not expect to be having any type of company. So immediately when we get into the apartment, I hand him a blanket so that he can lay on the couch. But I am in the midst of straightening up. So I remember him going in the closet, giving him the blanket, and then I automatically go to the bathroom and start cleaning up my bathroom. So say I am the living room. Right across from the living room is the bathroom. So as I'm in the bathroom, I am cleaning up, but I'm looking, I can see him out my periphery, but I'm not like looking at him. I can kind of see out the side of my eye. I remember cleaning the sink off, but I'm like seeing him, what it looks like is he's getting undressed. But, you know, like in my head, I'm like, he's just getting undressed so he can get comfortable, get on the couch or whatever. And he's fucked up. He's drunk. So it got to a point where I looked over and he didn't have any clothes on. Like, I just looked over and this man had no clothes on. And I remember, like, I was like, what are you on? I said, well, it ain't that. I said, we not about to do that. And I wasn't scared or nothing, y'all. Like, at that time, I was just like, put your shit back on. Like, this ain't that. I'm actually disgusted, you know. I was very disgusted. And I'm going to tell y'all word for word, this man looked me dead in my face and told me, bitch, all the stuff I done did for you, all the money I done spent on you, you gonna give me some. So, I just remember after that, you know, like I was going back and forth with him. For a minute, like when it was happening, I was laughing it off, you know, because I didn't expect for it to go that way. Like I was like laughing, like in a matter, like, boy, like get the fuck, you know, like it was kind of like, boy, get your ass on, like it ain't, you know. I just remember him grabbing me, and when he grabbed me, y'all, my whole body, my whole mind, like everything locked up. I just remember locking up, like I don't know if I went into shock. I don't know, but like I knew it was over. Like from the moment that man put his hands on me and grabbed me out that bathroom and slung me across that room, I already knew like you know, like it's over with. And I'm trying to find like the right words to say, make sure like, okay, so in a situation like this, y'all, like after my experience, I know now that like you either gonna fight or somebody's just gonna violate you, you know. I used to look at it like when I would hear stories, I would be like, well, I would do this and I would kill, I would, you know, I would have fought till I couldn't fight no more, or I would have, a motherfucker, like it's not that, it's not how it goes. I mean, like, you got people out here that can fight and they aren't scared, but when you got somebody threatening your life and you're in a situation where you know this person got way more power over you, way more strength than you do, I don't think not everybody's that strong. And when this happened, I'm not gonna lie, I felt weak. I felt so weak. I felt like so defeated. Like I felt like there was nothing that I could do at the time, and I just locked up. I remember just praying to God, like, why is this happening? It was going on for so long, y'all, to where I'm literally praying, like I'm angry. I was angry at God. I don't know. I was just like, are you serious? Like in my head, I'm just like, are you seriously letting this man violate me like this for this long? Like, and just to give y'all like, I'll just go into deep. I'm not gonna tell y'all like piece by piece how it went, but I'm gonna tell y'all what I can remember because it's really a blur. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I can remember. I'm not like, I remember this man telling me like, I will you. I remember like him trying to make this he was trying to like make it a foreplay thing. He was doing stuff to me that you would do when you are really intimate with somebody and you want it, but I didn't want it. So it was like my whole body is being violated, y'all. My whole entire body is being fucking violated. Like, just imagine what you do with your partner and your partner wants that. But like that shit was so terrible. It was terrible to where I was crying. I was just crying. I was asking this man. I'm like, please. I'm like, please do not do this. Like, stop, please. I was trying to like negotiate. I was trying to like, what is it called? I was trying to tell him like, look, if you just get off of me, like I won't say nothing. I won't tell nobody. I got to a point where I was hyperventilating, y'all. Like I couldn't breathe. I was crying so hard where I was hyperventilating. Like this man let me up. He let me up, and he acted like he was letting me like catch my breath, and he told me I was faking. He told me I was faking. He called me out my name. It was like, lay back down, you faking. It got to a point where this man even told me to turn around, and he did something to me that I ain't never had done to me. Like, so you can only imagine like somebody doing something to a part of your body that you have never had nobody insert themselves in. Like, and I just remember screaming. I was hoping somebody could hear me. Nobody heard me. Like, I felt so fucking hopeless. Like, nobody heard me at all. I remember just like saying something about my kids. And I think it was like he was threatening me at one point, and I was like, I just want to live for my kids. I said, I got daughters. I said, I want to be here for my babies. I don't know, y'all. Like, I didn't know what else to do. It was kind of like it got to a point where I just sat in it, like, just sat in it. By this time, like once I was so violent. I felt so violated to where it got to a point where I was kind of like, it's done. Like, you done took something from me that I didn't give you. You took a lot from me. Like, and that's how I felt in that moment. I said, my life is over with. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like my life is over with. Then I'm thinking in my head, I said, and then after this man might unalive me, like, because you knowing what you done did to me. So I'm already like, I'm about to, like, that's how I felt. I didn't know what else in my head. I'm like, shit, from what I done heard, next I'm gonna be gone. And I just remember him he turned into like a demon. He turned into somebody I had never, he turned into somebody like completely different. And I felt like it was a demon, like it was a devil or something. Cause I could not, but I was really like, this is not the person that I've been, kicking it with this whole time. This is a whole different man right here. Like, he turned into a monster. And I'm running out of time, y'all, so I'll come back with part 4. Hey y'all, I'm back, and I just want everybody to know that I appreciate all the positive comments that y'all sent me, all the positive messages that y'all inboxed me, even the people that sent me encouraging videos. I appreciate the prayers and everything like that. I will not be finishing the story time because I didn't realize how ignorant some people are in this world. But I am going to summarize. I'm going to give y'all a little more information on him. 1 minute, let me put some quotes. But first, I want to address this comment right here. I would like to hear his side of the story. You can go look him up in Kentucky inmate search. You can look up Lee Jones and figure out what prison he's at, and you can send him a letter and you can ask him his side of the story. And also, I want you to ask him about his side of the story with the other victim that was before me. And for anybody else that would like to see a picture of him or whatever the case is, you can actually look it up on Google search. I'm not going to post the monster on my page because that's just something that I don't want on my page. But you can look it up. It's in Louisville, Kentucky. His name is Lee Jones. So for the people that was wondering, oh, why didn't the police get involved and all of that? I did get the police involved. It was a whole case that took literally 2.5 years. Before they even sentenced him. We did have to go to, we were supposed to go to trial. However, Lee Jones ended up pleading guilty to me and another victim. I'm not going to say her name, but if she is ever like to see this video, I would like for her to inbox me, because I never got to speak with her because they combined our cases. I have people that were saying like, why, how can I tell the story without crying? I mean, y'all, I don't get on the internet and cry. And no shade to nobody who does. I don't get on the internet and cry. And as far as how I'm dealing with it now, I can go on and on. Like, I can go on and on, but I will not address that with this pen to this video. But, you know, like, it took a lot. It took a lot. It's still to this very day taking a lot. I'm on medication. I don't look people in their eyes when I'm talking to them. I don't feel comfortable around certain people. I don't feel comfortable doing certain things with my partner. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I can go on and on. Like, the list can go on and on and on. But I just want to let everybody know that I appreciate them. And before I get out of character, because some of the comments, I'm just going to go ahead and nip it in the bud. Look them up. Look up the case. It's on the news. It made the news. I did a whole fucking police report. I did a rape kit. I did everything. I have no reason to lie about a essay. And I got 2 little girls. I've had people try to offer me money to shut up, to not show up in court and all of that. Like, this was really real. This is something that I lived through, that I went through, and I wanted to share my story. I felt like I got to a space in my life where I could share my story, but, you know, it is what it is. And maybe I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but I'm just not feeling some of the comments. But I appreciate everybody who commented something positive. I really do appreciate that. And then for the people that was really curious about certain things, I do not mind answering any questions. I don't mind answering any questions. Thank y'all. Love y'all. And thank y'all for the support. All right, y'all. Excuse me if my hands are shaking and stuff. My nerves is bad. But this is part 4 of how I was essayed in my apartment on September the 14th, 2019. By Lee Jones in Louisville, Kentucky. So I left off just letting y'all know, like, it seemed like he turned into something else. He turned into this monster. I didn't recognize him, the way he was acting. To sum up the ending of the situation, because that was a lot in the last video. To sum it up, he had got to a point where he did allow me to get up and gather myself. He went into the bathroom, and when he went into the bathroom, I just remember grabbing my car keys, my phone, and my shorts. And as I'm doing all of this, he's actually praying. I don't know, like, he's saying a prayer out loud, like praying to God, like basically asking God, like, what has he done, and all of this, you know, like as if he didn't remember what he just did. So when he's in the bathroom doing his little praying, I am gathering all my shit, and I just jetted out the door. I jetted out the door, and as I'm in the hallway, I'm putting my shorts on. So mind y'all, I didn't have nothing on. I'm just putting my shorts on. And this night I had on some mustard colored biker shorts. So I didn't even realize it, but my biker shorts, as I'm running, my biker shorts had blood on them. So I'm just running down the street. In my mind at the time, y'all, I was like losing my shit, because I thought that when I ran, I thought that he was gonna be chasing after me. However, he was not chasing me. He wasn't behind me at all, but I never looked back. Like, I just ran. I didn't look back, and I ended up calling my mama. I did not call the police first. I called my mama. So as I'm running, trying to hide and shit, I called my mama, and my mama was like, hang up, call the police. So I hang up, I call the police, I tell them everything that just happened, and they say they on their way. So in the meantime, I'm thinking, when I get off the phone with them, I'm thinking in my head, like, I feel like he's gonna be looking for me, you know, like if he done made it out of the apartment building, I think he's gonna be looking for me. So I call my cousin. My cousin pulls up, and I get in the car, and I get in the back seat, and I just duck down in the back seat all the way up until I see him coming out the building and pulling off. The police did not pull up. He comes out the building, sits in his truck for a little while, then he pulls off. By the time he pulls off, the police pull up. So we trying to direct them and tell them where he went at. However, he did get away that night. So he gets away that night. A lot of people was asking, like, did I get the police involved? Yes, I did. I ended up going to the hospital getting the rape kit done. I did. I participated with the whole investigation. I was working at the food stamp office at the time. So one day, after all the investigation and stuff is going on, this all just happened like in a matter of maybe like 3 or 4 days. I am at work and the investigator called me downstairs. I worked at the L&M building. The investigator had called me downstairs and he was like, like we made an arrest, and I felt so relieved because I was scared because after I left the hospital, I had to go back home. So I'm like terrified thinking like, this man is gonna be looking for me or something. So they ended up making an arrest. It did hit the news and all of that. Like, y'all can go look him up if y'all want to look him up and shit like that. But hold on. So he gets arrested, and the investigator ended up calling me and letting me know that basically he it's a possibility. Like he was like he wanted him off the streets and all of this shit, and he was like, it's a possibility that he's going to hire the best lawyer in the city, and he's gonna be able to get off on it because they gotta have proof that it was consensual and shit like that. And y'all, anybody that's ever been assaulted and ever had a case like this, that basically it's hard to get justice for stuff like this if you don't have proof that it wasn't consensual. I don't give a damn how many rips and tears you got in your vagina or whatever. Like they don't consider that as enough proof. Like you have to really, the person has to either admit to this, or you got to have actual proof of them taking something from you without your consent. So I was already feeling kind of down about that because I felt like I was never gonna get justice because basically my proof wasn't that strong. And he did let me know that, like, he didn't try to sugarcoat it for me or nothing. He told me, like, you don't have enough strength right there where the proof is needed. Y'all, I'm gonna wrap this up and I'm gonna come back with part 5, and I'm gonna try to sum it up as much as I can because it doesn't let me record that long. Okay, so I'm gonna try to make this the final part on how I was sexually assaulted in Louisville, Kentucky on September 14th, 2019 by Lee Jones. So during this whole investigation, okay, so he gets arrested, cool. Maybe like a couple of weeks go by, they end up letting him out on the, I want to say it was like home incarceration where he could go to work. So by this time, so y'all, it was a big secret at first because I was so ashamed. I was so embarrassed about what people would think about me and stuff like that. So I didn't really too much tell nobody besides my close family. I didn't even tell my daddy yet. So by the time I told my daddy, it was whenever I found out that he was going to be getting out on home incarceration, and I got scared because I was just like, I've did everything I needed to do to start the case, and now they about to allow this man to get out here. So I called my daddy, broke my daddy's heart. Like that was probably like the worst news he'd ever heard ever. So and I did not want to hurt my daddy with that, but I felt like I needed to let him know. Me and my daddy's like this. So when I told him that broke his heart and he told me to pack up and leave, I left everything in Louisville. So if anybody was ever wondering like why I left, I left. I just left everything there. And I had came here, but I said, like, I had a lot of support. Like my mama and my daddy was my biggest support, and my big brother. Like my family was really a big support throughout the whole thing. I could not thank them enough. So in the midst of me being here, that's when a lot of my mental issues started to kick in. Like I really started tripping. I started tripping because it was just like the reality of everything had hit me. Like it hurt me so bad. Like, it broke me down so bad. So where, like, I'm so jittery and, like, jumpy. Like, everything is just like a scare, you know? Like, I'm worried all the time. But that's, you know, like, that's part of it. You know, that's part of the trauma. But I did make sure that I knew, like, y'all, this man's family decided they was looking for me to offer me money not to show up at court and everything. I promised myself that I was going to go through with everything. I promised myself I was going to show up at any time that investigator needed me, any court date, I was going to show up, and I made sure I did that. I made sure I got to Louisville. When it was time for me to make the phone call to this man, the investigator had me make a phone call to him. I showed up for that, and that's when I had found out that there was another victim before me, and that broke me down even more. Like, that made it even harder for me because at that moment, I knew I wasn't the only girl, and I had to listen to a phone conversation between them two, and that broke me all the way down. Just hearing his voice again since the incident happened. He had left me a voicemail, like apologizing, all of that. It just all kicked in. Like, it was too much. But I made sure that I drove 4 hours to every single court date, every hearing. I made sure I showed up every time. He ended up deciding he was going to take it to trial. Me and my peoples was like, okay, cool. When the trial day came, we traveled all the way to Louisville, got a hotel room, showed up at the court date. That was my first day looking him in his face. We were supposed to be starting trial, but he ended up taking a plea deal instead of going through with the trial, which I was upset about it because I didn't get the chance to actually, I don't know, like, tell my story, I guess you can say. And then not only that, they combined my case as well as another victim. I'm not going to say her name, but they combined our cases, and they only gave this man 8 years for doing the same thing to me and somebody else. And this is rape, this is sodomy, you know, like, this is strangulation, and you did this to 2 different women, and you only get 8 years. That's only 4 years apiece. And to be all the way real, I don't feel like I got justice at all, because when it was all said and done, I don't even feel like it was for me, you know, like, because they had already told me that I didn't have enough evidence to prove that he did this to me. So I felt like, you know, they told me that her evidence was way stronger than mine was. So I don't feel like I got the justice I needed. So I didn't get to heal the way I think I should have. Or, you know, like, I can't even say that. I can't even say, like, I'm taking this one day at a time, y'all. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. So if anybody ever be wondering, like, what's up with her, like, that's what's up with me. That's what's up with me, as well as other trauma that I had before this and after this. So it's like, life just been lifing, you know? And for somebody to take something, the reason why I went on, y'all, and followed through with every court date, and I went all the way through with this shit, no matter how much money a motherfucker was offering, no matter how many times I didn't feel like getting up and finding out how I'm gonna drive all the way to Louisville every time, or no matter how many times I just wanted it to disappear and I wanted to say fuck it. I got 2 little girls, and I don't never want them to feel like it's ever okay to just say F it, somebody took something from me, and it's okay. And God forbid anything ever happened to my kids, but I don't never want them to think that that's ever okay. Whenever I tell them a story, I want them to know, like, that shit ain't never okay. It ain't gonna never be okay. But that pretty much sums it all up. Y'all can go look him up. I don't give a damn. I've got people arguing with me on TikTok and asking me stupid ass questions. I don't give a damn. Like, I don't. And I actually do. I feel better. I feel a lot better. Because I've been holding this shit in for the longest. And y'all know a nigga's about to get out. He's going to get out soon. And he got kids and everything. Like, he going to get out. He going to be able to live his life and catch up on all the years he done missed out. However, you done took something from me that I can't even get back, that I can't even shake back from. The whole time you done been in prison, I still ain't shook back. I still ain't that same girl I was before you took something from me. I'm so sorry, y'all. I said I was going to get back to the Remy cup. So with the cup, the reason I said I was going to get back to that was because when I initially went to the hospital to get my kit done, the investigator ended up coming up to the hospital and getting my key to my apartment. So when he got my key to my apartment, he went back to my apartment and he investigated at my apartment. However, he never. I don't know if I forgot to tell him about the cup or what, but I know that when I made it back to the apartment afterwards, the cup was still sitting on my windowsill, and I wanted him to check that cup because, like, I didn't get to explain, like, with the way that the man was trying to get me to drink my cup. It was like, you bring me my cup back and then you telling me to sip it, as if, like, in my head I feel like you put something in my cup, like, why are you trying to make me drink out of this cup? But I was good, so I never drank out of the cup. I'm trying to think if it's something I forgot. Oh, and I'm gonna tell y'all, with the investigator, when I did speak with the investigator after he went back to the apartment, to check the apartment out and stuff like that, he told me that the evidence that he found at the apartment was when he was in the bathroom. Y'all remember whenever I told y'all I thought he would be chasing after me? He was never chasing after me. He actually was in my bathroom, I guess, standing over my toilet, to where his semen was in the toilet. So he was nasty, just trifling. Like, so he never had no intentions on chasing me or not. He's in the bathroom finishing, trying to get off.
Story time about how my brother passed away in Harris County Jail. I'm gonna try to tell the story the best way that I can without being emotional, because I always think I'm ready to tell it. I always get ready to tell this story, and I will start fucking crying and shit. But anyway, so it was February 21st. It was snowing in Houston at the time, and I was arguing with my baby daddy. Not to make this about that, but it was something so small, and my brother's sitting up here dead. I'm arguing with my baby daddy. We're going back and forth because he don't want to go outside and have a snowball fight with me, because he's from Baltimore and I grew up in Houston, where we only get snow every now and then. We don't get it often. So I'm like, let's go have a snowball fight. This is our first snow together. And he like, no, like, I'm not in the mood. I'm not like, he wasn't trying to he wasn't fucking with it. I was mad, but I got over it. Went outside, took my kids. We had a snowball fight, whatever. After that, I come in the house and I sit down on the bed. And as soon as I sit down on the bed, he walked out of the room to go downstairs and get something out of the car. My mom calls me as soon as I sit down on the bed, and she like, hold on, somebody on the phone from the jail with Jakari, and something's telling me it's a bad call. Like, I want you to be on the phone with me. It was like the doctor. It was the nurse calling. So, boom. I get on the phone with her. Hold on. So we all get on the phone. I'm on the phone. My mom's on the phone, and the lady from the hospital or whatever, wherever in the jails, she's on the phone. And she's like, hi, this is such and such from Harris County Prison. I was calling to inform you that Jakari was in an accident. And Jakari was the accident baby. If you know, you know. He was the accident baby. He was the kid that always got in an accident, always got hurt, but he was so resilient. He always bounced back. He got head injuries. He hit his eye, the same eye, like 5 times. Had a big ass black eye every single time. He hit it like 5 times, and he had broken bones, all of that. So he was always in the hospital, but he was always good. But she was like, he was in an accident, and unfortunately, he did not survive it. And when she said that, immediately, like, I hung up and I started screaming. You know how it go when somebody passed away. You already know that scream that you do. You already know when you just say no, like, no, 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 no. That's all I could say. Like, I'm trying not to go too in detail because I'm not trying to cry. I'm just trying to tell the story. I'm just trying to get the story out. So, I'm screaming, I'm crying on the floor. I'm like, no, no, no. And the thing I needed the most, I didn't even get it. Because me and my baby daddy was arguing. Like, I don't even remember him. He might have consoled me, but I don't really remember him, like, really consoling me. Like, damn, you good, like, hugging me, nothing. So immediately, like, we get up, we gather the kids, it was just 2 girls at the time. We just had some more in Story. He do have kids outside of me, but they wasn't staying with us.
we gathered the kids up and we immediately head to my mama's house. So we head to my mom's house, and as soon as she opened up her door, like, she's sitting on the at the table, the kitchen table, just looking like she just had this look. She just looked so confused and defeated. So I went over there and I hugged her, and I said, "You could cry, like, let it out, let it out. Like, what are you doing sitting over here? Because, like, don't bottle that up. Like, you just lost a child. Go to part 2."
I was just on the phone with my Gen Z brother telling him that every night I've been drinking cherry juice with seltzer water and magnesium in it, and it's been a great replacement for wine and also helps me sleep better. And he said, "When did you turn 90?" So
Part 2 of how my brother passed away in Harris County Jail. So we go over there, and immediately we trying to figure out what happened, what went wrong, like how he passed away. So she was telling my mom, like, oh, he got into a fight with one of the guards, and this is what happened. So boom, we started doing our own research. We started, like, receiving calls from the inmates and stuff like that. And I'm going to go into detail about, and I'm going to try to find one of the recordings from the inmates, because I was talking to him on the phone, and I recorded it and I sent it to our lawyers. So I'm going to try to do my research and try to find it, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that, so don't quote me on that. So I'm going to get into it. So we started receiving calls from the inmates and stuff. I forgot how that happened. This time was so traumatic for me. So if I keep saying I forgot how certain stuff went, bear with me. So they started calling us, and they was like, this is what happened. So boom. So now, Jakari was on drugs. He wasn't like on crack or nothing like that, but he would take pills here and there and stuff like that. So when you go to jail, and you're having withdrawal symptoms, they are supposed to give you this certain type of medicines, so just to help ease it or whatever. So they didn't give him that. It was very cold in the prison. The power was going off all around Houston. If y'all know it's like the Houston freeze. It was no power. Like, the power was going in and out. The inmates was getting bullied by the guards. It was just a lot going on in the jail. And my brother was speaking up for people, like, he was always the type that was going to say something. You couldn't shut him up, no matter how little he was. He was the same size as me. He was 5'4". He maybe weighed like 135 pounds. I'm a little bit smaller than him. I'm 5'4", and I'm like 100. Whatever, that don't matter. He was small. So he just was talking his shit, like, y'all need to leave people alone. Y'all tripping, da-da-da. So they end up putting him in a cell. They locked him in a cell, and, like, you're not getting back out. Like, you're not finna get back out. You da-da-da. And they didn't want to give him his medicine or let him go to the doctor or wherever in the jail to get his medicine. So at this point, now he's flipping out. He's acting out. He's cussing them out even more. And what led to him getting beat to death is he flipped the tray on the guard. So they brought him his food, and he flipped it on the guard. He flipped the tray on the guard. And the guard, when he did that, was like, oh, okay, bet. Like, I forgot exactly what he said, but that's basically what he said. Oh, okay, bet. I got something for you. So he left, and he went and got 6 other guards. So these 6 other guards came in his cell, beat him up, roughed him up, dragged him out of the cell. Once they got him out of the cell, Eric Garner picked him up and slammed him on his head. Not once, but twice. At this point, he blacked out, and they dragged him to the doctor or infirmary. If I'm saying that wrong, correct me. And they did what they did with him, and they sent him back to his cell. So once they sent him back to his cell, he was having a conversation with the inmate that was next to him. Like, they could hear each other, but they was in single man cells, but they could still hear each other. Go to part 3.
Give me the bat, Marge. Give me the bat. Give me the bat. Come on. Give me the bat. Give me the bat. Scaredy cat. Yeah.
Part 3. So at this point, they take him to the doctor. He's in there for a few hours, and they bring him back late at night, and he's having a conversation with this inmate that's next to him. And the inmate was, just talking to him, like, you good? My brother was like, yeah. He was like, I think they're going to have me off of the phones tomorrow. So if they have me off the phones, just call my mama and my sister and tell them I love them. And he gave him his number. That's how he was able to contact us. So he was like, tell them I love them, blah, 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 blah. You know, tell them I love them, you know, just talking to him. I forgot a lot of the stuff that he said. But when the inmate got on the phone and was telling us this stuff, he was like, yeah, when they were beating him, he said some things that I felt like y'all should hear. Like, he was like, when he slammed him the first time, he said, God said that don't hurt, so it don't hurt. This is what he said. I have to find a phone call for y'all so that y'all can hear it. I'm not capping. He said he slammed him the first time. My brother said, God said that don't hurt, so it don't hurt. And he picked him up and he slammed him the second time. And that's when he blacked out. Fuck, bruh. That right there just lets me know, like, he was already gone. Like, he was already gone. And when he came back to the cell, and he was talking to the inmate, that wasn't nobody but God getting that message through. Because we would have never heard what really happened. Like, the fact that he gave him the numbers and all of that, like, it's like God was really with him through all of that. But yeah, like him saying God said it don't hurt, so it don't hurt. Like, you know, when they say people pass away, God be with them, or, you know, they family members be with them, and they family members be with them. Let me stop the crying voice. But yeah, so yeah, he passed away in the cell. They came the next day. They brought him breakfast and they set it by the door. And by the time they came back for lunchtime, he still didn't touch his breakfast. So they went in his cell and they checked on him and they brought him out of the cell. And I mean, they checked on him. They saw that, you know, he was deceased. And when they brought him out of the cell, the inmate was telling us, like, you just knew he was gone. Like, he was dark. His skin color had changed. Like, and you could just tell, like, he was, you know, he was passed away. He was deceased. Fuck, bro. I can't believe that shit. Anyway, that was the last of what I remember of what happened. We still fighting. Still hoping for justice. But yeah, we still fighting for justice. We still hoping for a W on this case. Again, the man who did the kill slam was Eric Garner. He is free. I think he's out on bond. I don't know. But they're trying to charge him with manslaughter or something like that. I forget exactly what. But I will try to, like, if y'all really interested in the call, I will try to find the call. It should be in my email. I don't know. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to access it. That was three, four phones ago. I've lost so much data. But that was the story time.